to anyone who's listening, I played football my whole life. I was a professional athlete for the Edmonton Elks briefly. Trust me, like even I needed guidance. Like there's no shame in reaching out for help. Yeah, my name's Daniel. I've been working with Lewis for 5 months now, give or take. I've always been an athlete, an offensive lineman, so I've always been a bigger guy. I've never actually cut down or dieted down or anything like that. It's always been about bulking and getting bigger. So when my time came to hang up the cleats, as the first person I kind of like thought when I was scrolling through Instagram, I was like, oh, Lewis, like I've seen his crazy transformation and everything, and I reached out to him, and he's done right by me for the past 5 months, and down 40 pounds pretty much from my heaviest now, and feeling good. Still pretty strong, so everything's looking good.
Yeah. No, hell yeah. I love it. And obviously like we had our previous check-ins and you were talking about like PRing, right? And I believe you did like 500 pounds on the squat for like reps, did 585-pound deadlift, and like that's just like it's like such a bonus when you can lose weight and PR. Now, obviously, like as the cut pursues, as you know, strength diminishes. It's a natural thing. But when you're going out the gate, it's like, oh my goodness, man, like this is crazy. It's like just imagine if I dialed in the side of things for like a maintenance or for like a bulk, right?
Hmm.
That
Yeah,
like you can say that's like the end goal, right? Is like get to the
yeah.
maintenance. But yeah, no, it's so awesome to see. I mean, you've been putting in the work so far, man, and you've been on track. You've been dialed in, and I want to ask you is like before joining the program, right?
Mhm.
Obviously, you're just like athlete life, right? Just
Yeah,
eating is
yeah,
whatever you want, pushing heavy weights, right?
yeah.
But you've always been a heavier guy throughout your life?
Yeah, so I originally actually got into football because I was overweight as a kid in like grade seven. And then yeah, when I fully committed to football, I just kind of slowly bulked for pretty much like 10 years. And I went from like 220 to 300. I mean, I was working out and everything, but if naturally 300, you're gonna be a little fluffy. So yeah, I've never actually cut down or done any of this in my life, like actually strategically at least.
Yeah. Yeah. And would you say like before, did you try like any sort of attempts where you're like, you know what, I want to lose a little bit of weight, and you tried something, or is this like your first time kind of putting your foot down and be like, that's it, I'm losing weight?
In my adult life, this is my first time. Yeah, I've always been pressured by coaches and stuff like, "Oh, you need to get bigger." And I'm like, "Man, like I don't know if I could keep getting bigger." Like, but you find a way. No, after I finished playing football, I kind of started a little bit, but I didn't lose any weight yet. So it was pretty immediate, not really immediate, like a month to 2 months after I finished that I reached out to you. So
Yeah.
I was pretty stagnant, I'd say. And then once I started talking to you, progress kind of started happening pretty well.
Yeah. Right. And I want to say like during that time, is like, what were your hesitations before like maybe getting some extra help or just like looking around?
With my background, I kind of knew, well, I didn't know, but I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought, like, oh, this is how it should be talking to ChatGPT a lot. Like, oh, how should I push my cut? I've never done this, because it's so, like, I'm so used to just living in that, like, just eat a lot of calories and get bigger. But yeah, no, and then I always saw your stuff and I knew you personally. And, we've talked before about lifting, powerlifting, and like all things related to lifting and everything. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to reach out to him. He definitely knows what he's talking about and what he's doing. And he's had success with people so far. So I kind of want to be a part of that. And, I reached out to you originally and I was just like, oh, I just need some guidance. Like I kind of like know what I'm doing with the lifting part, I feel like. The calories thing, I feel like I can handle that. I just need you to like tell me how many calories, what to do on certain days, blah, blah, blah. Like,
Yeah.
I just need a little bit of guidance. And then you just took me under your wing and kind of did everything for me. So I was like, damn, like this guy's going above and beyond.
Yeah.
So that was more than I expected, honestly. And it's been pretty life changing. I mean, like I've lost 40 pounds. I feel great. Still got 20 more pounds to lose before I get to my goal weight. And, I can only imagine how I'll feel then. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy.
No, hell yeah, I love it. And I know last time we talked on our check and we're saying, hey, when you get down to that goal body weight, right? We're literally going to get a pump And it's like a cheat meal, and we're gonna be shooting that video. We're manifesting it right now. We're gonna be shooting that video in another 2-3 months from now.
Oh, yes. I'm
Right?
excited.
And like what you were saying as well is like I just need like you were saying a second ago, like ChatGPT, just kind of get the calories, tell me what to do, and like
Yeah.
and you're like I kind of gave you everything, kind of gave you all the sauce, and you would say like
Yeah.
it's much more than that, right? It's much more
Yeah.
than just like all right, calorie deficit each day. That's it. You're done.
Yeah. No, it's people make it sound a lot easier than it is. I mean, if you're one of those hyper disciplined people, then yeah, you could do it. But even then, like I consider myself a disciplined guy, and I knew I would have struggled for sure alone. So having your help and having your guidance and knowing like I don't need to second guess what I'm doing is definitely like a lot of peace of mind. Because for me, I'm super detailed in that kind of stuff. Like I want to know what's going on and everything, and you make sure that everything's being taken care of. I just need to follow the blueprint.
Yeah, hell yeah. A lot of people think it's like impossible, or a lot of people think it's like, oh, I don't know if it'll work. It's like if you just follow this plan, it will work 100%.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
You just have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to put yourself and just kind of commit towards that next step, and that's how you get the results that you've always wanted,
yeah.
right? Um,
And
go ahead.
sustainably keep it off of that too. Like I haven't really changed my lifestyle much at all, really. Like I still eat the things I want to eat when I want to eat. I'm just more strategic about it
Yeah,
and more calculated in my approach. So if I want to eat out and have some tasty food once in a while, just work around it and not do like a bunch of extra cardio or anything. Just be about it, know when to do it, when not to do it.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, like my lifestyle hasn't changed really at all, but the weight's been going off. So that's another huge plus for sure.
yeah. Would you say that's like the biggest aha moment in this process is like we're losing weight, we're seeing the visual differences, but it didn't
Mm.
really feel like you had to cut out everything, or it didn't really feel like you had to eat chicken, broccoli, rice every single day. You know what I mean? And like, or punish if you do have a bad day, punish yourself. Would you say that's like the biggest thing that you realized like within this process, or?
Yeah, for sure. Because like I've been into the whole fitness thing for a while, and when I first started cutting the weight, like there was some days like I would eat bad, and I would feel that guilt that most people would be like, why did I go up 2 pounds? And then I would text, and then me and you would be on a call, and you're like, oh, that's normal. You had a little bit of sodium and stuff. You're just holding a little more water weight, and then you're like, just wait, in a few days it'll be down again, and then every single time you're right. So. Like you take away that like fear and like kind of guilt and just kind of like keep me level headed and like no, you're good, like this is normal.
Yeah,
And it's not hard, like once you get the habits, like it's not hard. You just got to be, you just got to use your brain a little bit when you do decide to eat bad or do all these extra things, and like you got to accept what happens. And it's all about it's about the 365 days. It's not about the 1 or 10 days you mess up. It's about the average, how you on average behave. And yeah, that's probably the biggest thing.
hell yeah, yeah. I love that. And I want to ask you is like, what are things inside the program, or just like me as a coach that you really liked, right?
Honestly, the competitions, I'm a competitive guy, and I feel like you could kind of see in the leaderboards week to week, like, I'm trying to win every time. Not even the sake for the prizes, man. I just like to win. So, play football my whole life, play basketball too. I've always just like, it's all about winning at the end of the day.
Hell yeah, I love it. I love it, right? And I guess it's that saying, winners win, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah,
talkers, they walk, right?
yeah,
No, I get you. And I think with all the challenges I've had, I think I've had how many challenges since you joined? I think maybe like 7 challenges, maybe
yeah.
six.
Something like that.
Six,
Six
six
sounds.
challenges, right? I think you're at least top three in almost like all of them, right? And you won a few. I know the other client of mine, Isaac, right? He's down
Yeah,
triple digits, and he's like you. He's like, man, I need to beat these guys in the challenges, which I love to
yeah,
see. I love to see that in the community, pushing each other to be better, right?
yeah.
But
No, I definitely appreciate Isaac because I'll see him and like me and him are just going back to back in a lot of the things. It's like, okay, well, he did this. Now I got to step up.
I got you. And I wanted to ask you as well, like with that, anybody who's out there that's just like on the fence or just like
Yeah.
considering my coaching, what would you tell them?
Honestly, if you plan on making changes for a permanent lifestyle change, I feel like this is something that you need to do. You know, there's a lot of misinformation out there, and having someone that is reliable and credible, and you know, there's people like me vouching for him and a lot of other people. You know, what he says and what he recommends us to do, you know, it works. It's just, it's going to take time. You know, the weight you put on, I'm sure it didn't happen in like a month or two. You know, it's been years of just bad habits or like slightly bad habits accumulating. So having that person to guide you to build those habits in a positive way, you know, over those months, over those years, you know, your life's going to change a lot, but most people just want to do it in like a month or two. And, you know, that's not going to work long term realistically. You need to change your lifestyle. You need to change your habits. And I feel like the only way to do it, or at least the easiest way to do it, is to get guidance from someone like Lewis. Otherwise, it's just going to be a lot of trial and error. It's going to take a while before you see sustainable growth and positive gains. So I feel like this is something that a lot of people most definitely would benefit from.
Like, any other final thoughts, concerns, anything else you want to put out there?
For myself, no. For others, is just take that step. You know, there's so many people in my life that I see that are just confused and don't know how to approach this. And the first step is to just, you know, find someone or do your research from people and find someone that you can believe in and trust in. And Lewis is a great option. You know, he's definitely, yeah, he's the most personable coach or trainer I've ever worked with. You know, I've never worked with a coach that does all the stuff he does. So it's not just me and him, it's the other like 30 people that are in his community too. Like, I'm competing with them, we have a chat, we're talking with each other. So you're not alone in this little bubble of you and Lewis. It's like you and all these other people.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.